as believers, it is a necessity that we build a good conscience. Are we together? It is what? Necessity that we build a good conscience. Look at 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 19. Holding faith,
good conscience,
and a good conscience,
which some having put away
concerning faith
have made
what? Shipwreck. Holding faith with a good conscience. As believers, holding faith with a good conscience. Some have put it away and they've made shipwreck. Do you know that there are pastors who started well, but at the process of the ministry growing, they lost their conscience, and today they are making shipwreck. Holding faith with a good conscience. You hear somebody come and tell you some certain things, and you begin to wonder, is this person from the devil or from God? Say, man of God, you get the whole. You get the message. Man of God, if to say you just fit, add selling of water, join this thing, you will blow. Are we called into ministry to blow, or we are called to save souls? You that have decided to start selling oil, since when did you become a businessman on the altar? Since when did you start selling water? Was that how you started? Many started well, but at the middle, they killed their conscience, and today they are making shipwreck of the ministry. Until before, when you gave your life to Christ, all you know is pastor, prayer, fasting, and it's settled. But now as I talk to you, you dey visit some place, and you are still a deacon in the church. Some are still deaconess, some are still elder. But yet you have killed your conscience. That some go to some places, they know that God is not there, but because their conscience is dead, they pretend as if all is well. As believers, it is a necessity that we build good conscience. Acts 23 verse 1. Apostle Paul said something there. Acts 23 1. Are we there? And Paul, earnestly beholding the council, said, Men and brethren,
I have lived in all good conscience
before God
until this day.
I have lived in all good conscience. Go to the next one. I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day. Why I am saying this is this, child of God, and most especially those of you that are members of this house, I want to challenge you. I, your pastor, I have lived in all good conscience before God, even until today. And I am telling you, no matter what this situation become in this nation, don't kill your conscience. No matter what this situation become in this nation, don't do what? Don't kill your conscience. Because one day you will stand before the Maker and give account of your life. You may cover your sin that nobody may know, but you cannot hide it from God. No matter what becomes of this nation, don't kill your conscience. Offers will come. People will prize you. But let your stand be guided by your conscience. How dare do you betray your own brother because of offer? What happened to your conscience? What happened to your conscience? I've seen cases, and I tell myself, if God will give some people opportunity, they will regret ever making some decisions. My own elder brother, the one that senior me twice, he died because the guy he was dating killed her conscience. You listen, there are people who have made up their mind. May you not be like that in Jesus' name. Because I had to ask him. I said, brother, this girl, how did you get to know the girl? He told me the story in calmness. He said, this girl was not the actual girl I was supposed to get married to. He said, but what happened? She was the friend of the girl I was supposed to get married to. He said, they both came to my house. I gave that one money to go to the market and buy things to come and prepare food. He said, this one sat me down. He said, can I talk to you? I said, talk to me. He said, you just waste your time with this girl. Now say they chop your money. Now say they carry women. Now say they do that. Now say they do that. Himself was foolish enough to accept all these truths. And he said, now, what do you want me to do? He said, no, decide. And my own brother separated himself from that girl. And when the friend went to tell her that my boyfriend, nobody said that they call her, has separated from me, she came back and said, now that you are without a girl, can I be your girl? And that was how my brother joined himself to that lady. And his life turned upside down. Few weeks to his death, the lady ran and left him. And he died the death of a fool. Because there was somebody with a satanic conscience. Now hear this. May you not have a deadly conscience that will be used as a testimony negatively. Build a good conscience. Build a good conscience. In Acts of the Apostles 24:16, let's see what Paul said. And in this, I do my best at all times.
For shame.
To have no reason for shame.
Before God and man.
Before God and who? And man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me balance this message. A dead conscience is not the absence of mistake. Did you hear what I said? A dead conscience is not the absence of mistake. But a dead conscience will continue in that mistake until the mistake destroys you. If you have a living conscience and at a certain spot, your spirit speaks to you that what you are doing is wrong. A living conscience will tell you, how can I come out of it? But a dead conscience will never bother you. And that is why many ended up wasting their life because they have a dead conscience. If you hear me say, I hear you. So one of the treasures, if you want to die a blessed and a happy person, is to build a what? A good and a living conscience. How do you build a good and a living conscience? Very quick. Number one, have the fear of God. It is the fear of God that will make you not to do some certain things. It is the fear of God that will make you not to continue in some certain things. It is the fear of God that will make you look at yourself and say, how did I get to this point? I'm coming out. The fear of God. The Bible says, be afraid of him that can kill the body and the soul, and not to him that can kill only the body. There are many people who got to a point in their adventure of evil words. They said to themselves, I can't continue. The reason is because even though I am here now, I still fear God. And many came back. But there are many who got to a certain point. They say, I would have gone back. But the truth is that their conscience is dead. And that's why they start by saying, we are not taking any soul from you. All we need is that you just join. And after you join, they say, okay, what we just need now is your mother. Your mother old, now we'll just take her. And after they take your mama, they say, now leave that one. Then after 2 years, the money begins to dwindle. They say, okay, to reactivate it, we need your younger brother. And many have become victims of that. Right now, everything good around their life has been taken because their conscience are dead. As I'm preaching now, it looks as if I'm talking to abstract. What I'm saying does not exist. But I'm telling you the truth. I've had people confess how they've gotten to some point in their lives that they are ashamed to even speak out. And these things happen because of what? A dead conscience. The generation where we are now is the generation where the conscience of most of our youth is the generation where we have people who don't consider their relatives in order to offer them for a living sacrifice. It's a bad generation. But may you not become a victim in Jesus' name. I come to speak to you this morning, helping you to build your life, knowing that you have a future, so that you will not miss your way as you go on the journey of your future. I tell you, if you are able to build a good and living conscience, there are evil that you will not become victim of. Am I talking to you? There are evil that you will not become victim of. But if you kill your conscience, one day you will remember this message. Those that have ears, let them hear. Shall we stand to our feet?